Dystopian Ring search party feature sparks public backlash. There was an ad at the Super Bowl, which I think is like an American football event for anyone not from America. The ad focused around utilizing everybody's Ring doorbells and Ring cameras to basically find and help lost dogs. And it was basically a 30-second ad promoting this new feature. And this is kind of a massive concern from a privacy perspective, because a company that's basically has all these cameras everywhere and they're using it to identify something and track that thing, that could be used for some really dystopian stuff. The search party feature works by allowing owners of lost dogs to send a photo and description to other nearby Ring doorbell users. When the camera thinks it has spotted a dog matching the description, it alerts the homeowner. If they confirm that it looks like the right dog, it puts them in touch with the owner of the pet. The company has now rolled out the feature to non-Ring camera owners via the Ring app, going all in on promoting it, including with a whole Super Bowl ad, which, as far as I understand, Super Bowl is kind of like a really high-profile event. That would have probably costed like tens of millions of dollars. So they're definitely kind of going all in on this. There's also people who are concerned that this could be used to coordinate ICE operations to deport and arrest people. Quoting from 404 Media here, many of these use cases are how Ring has been used by people on its dystopian Neighbors app for years. The Neighbors app quickly got a reputation for racists sharing reports of supposedly suspicious-looking people whose skin color was the only thing they had in common. It goes through a lot of the other social media backlash and such in this article. And your privacy is important, but also the privacy of other people. You know, creating a dragnet surveillance network just to find dogs seems like a pretty unequal exchange, especially because this technology can be used for kind of nefarious purposes. In this case, it's basically, you know, using cameras to use facial recognition to identify dogs, but you can see how that could be used against people, right? In other countries, you know, they have a lot of these facial recognition networks that are run by governments that, you know, identify people and track their movements across the country. And I think this is basically just doing the same thing, but with a, oh, it's cute. Oh, it's a dog searching tool. You know, it's the same thing. It's going to be a slope where they do this feature now, and then, you know, in a year's time, they're using it to track protesters. They're using it to track immigrants. They're using it to track the next choice of who they're wanting to follow.
What I picked up on in this story is this has been like a nationwide outcry. In addition to the 404 article that you read about, a Senator Ed Markey tweeted and said, what this ad doesn't show, Ring also rolled out facial recognition for humans. I wrote to them months ago about this. Their answer, they won't ask for your consent. This definitely isn't about dogs. It's about mass surveillance. They said a quick search on X shows this to be the prevailing view. I know that's like a very specific slice of the internet, but I'm very happy to see, because so many of the times I'm a little bit annoyed that I feel like we as privacy advocates are constantly trying to raise an alarm about like, hey guys, this is bad. And people are like, you need to calm down. You're overreacting. This isn't a big deal. And then like 3 years later, something happens and everybody is like, oh, this is bad. And it's like, yeah, I've been saying that for years. And you told me I was overreacting. This is their playbook, is they'll do something. And when people get mad, they pull back a little bit, but then they kind of just like take a different direction to get around the obstacle. And they still end up doing it anyways, which is why we can't really trust a lot of big tech companies. But where I'm going with this is I'm really glad to see that people are taking this seriously, that everybody is sitting up, and it's not just us for a change. That's like, okay, no, this is too far. You crossed a line. This is creepy. I don't want it. I really hope that we're entering a world where the internet has been around long enough and the tech companies have been around long enough that we're kind of wising up to it, and we're not going to let them do that. It's so easy to look at these things. Like you were saying, like Ring doorbells are so ubiquitous here in the US. And so many people have them. They bring a benefit or else people wouldn't be buying them. And I get it. But it's so easy for people to sit here and think like, well, what can I do? I get something out of it. If I throw away my doorbell, like you said, they're just going to do it anyways. It doesn't matter. Turn on the end-to-end encryption, because at least then Ring can't access your footage without your permission. At least then you're like cutting off this whole search party feature. And if enough people do it, it sends that message of like, I want control over my data. And if enough people start sending that message, the market will start to pivot.